Yo guys, what's going on? My name's Chris. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to tell you about the future of big box gyms in the fitness industry, what I see coming, why I got out of the fitness industry, because there's some crazy things going on and I see the writing on the wall. I'm going to tell you what you could do to help big box gyms. I'm going to tell you what to do if you're a big box gym owner, to be prepared for the dark times that are here and are going to continue. Before we get into the show, before I educate you on what I see, what I've capitalized on, what my buddy, who's the best gym consultant in the industry for 45 years, him and I talk about personally about big box gyms, you got to pay the fee, guys. Smash that like button, hit that subscribe, and let's get into the show. So listen. All right, all I know is gyms, okay? Some of my earliest memories are from the 80s, and I've told you guys about this a little bit before. My mom used to teach aerobics, like Richard Simmons, Jane Fonda era aerobics, like sweatband, leotard on top of the tights, big Reeboks white shoes with the socks pulled up to the knees, step aerobics. And when my mom was doing that, she was probably like in her 30s, and she would drop me off at the kids care in the gym. At that time, it was Gold's Gym in Guilford. And I would get in trouble at the kids care because my buddy Teddy Palladino. Teddy, what's up if you're listening? I got in trouble for locking him in a Rubbermaid container, and they would have to stop my mom's class because I was beating kids up in the kids care in the 80s in gyms. Okay, guys. In my late 30s, all I know is gyms. Okay. I've done, and this isn't about me. I'm just saying I know fucking gyms, right? So I've done everything when it comes to gyms. I've been a personal trainer. I've worked the desk. I've done membership sales. I've made smoothies. I've taught classes. I've invested. I've owned. I've managed. I've done it all in big box gyms, right? And this is the busiest time of gyms years, okay? I remember the first time I owned a gym, right? My first January, I almost made 6 figures net in 1 month. In the first month. This was 3 months into gym owning. I made more in 1 month than most people made in a year. And I was like, holy shit. Now, I didn't know that in the summer when things dry up and you got to turn the air conditioners on and you have to cut back in staff, that 100 grand that you made, you got to roll back into the business. And I had to learn things like that. But the point is, and what I'm getting at is, this is the busiest time for big box gyms, right? Everybody's got their resolutions. Everybody's got their weight loss for the year. I'm going to get in shape. Yeah. They go down to the gym. They buy a membership, right? And then, most of the time, like we talked about in the last show, they don't show up after a couple of weeks because they bury themselves in the wrong process of those resolutions. And if you're interested on how to accomplish those resolutions, go to my last show and check it out, where I give you 4 tips on how to achieve your New Year's weight loss resolutions, very in depth too. So anyways, this is where the gravy train of money for gym owners is, right? For instance, say you own a restaurant on the water by the beach, right? You're going to get the majority of your customers in the summer when it's nice out. So you're swimming in money in the summer and you got to save up for the winter. Well, vice versa with gyms, okay? It's almost seasonal. And here's what I see, all right? So as you guys know, I've been working out about 25 years. I work out at a friend of mine's basically franchise gym here in Connecticut. They're the biggest players in Connecticut and some of the biggest in the nation, the Edge, right? And I know the owners. I've done business with them. And, this gym that I work out at gets about usually 3,000 to 4,000 people through the door a day. That's a considerable amount for a secondary community, but that's not the point. right now at the busiest time of the entire year where it should be flooded with new people, there's not. It's a ghost town. I mean, I could have a pick of any machine that I want for the most part. And the interesting part about it is the gym is full of only the regulars. I see very few new faces. In a gym that gets 3,000 to 4,000 people through the door a day, there should be hundreds of new faces. And I train at arguably the second busiest time of a gym being open, which is about 9 a.m. The busiest times for most gyms are about 6 p.m. on a weekday, about 10 a.m. on a Saturday, and 9 a.m. on a weekday, right? And it's desolate. There's maybe 50 of us in the gym at the second busiest time that a gym is basically taking on customers and clients. And that is a terrible sign, okay? Terrible sign, because gym owners specifically have been dealing with labor issues, people not wanting to work, low membership rates for the past 2 years if they've still survived, all right? And with economies, state economies specifically, being reopened, right? Gym owners were counting on this month specifically to probably make back a lot of money that they've either lost or dumped and get ahead. And with a huge month like January not producing, right? Not producing the results that are basically patterns for the industry, you've got a big problem, all right? You've got a huge problem. And as I was saying before, a good friend of mine, a mentor of mine, Tom Plummer, we've become friends, right? I mean, we shoot the shit about this. This dude spent 45 years as the best gym consultant in the industry. 45 years, okay? He's now exiting out after 45 years, and I was talking to him about this, and we're on the same page. We're on the same page that big box gyms, we're talking big square footage and low membership rate, okay? Big box gyms they're done. And I called this in 2020. And here we are in 2022. All right. And that's the problem. All right. People that weathered the storm through 2020, specifically your gym or gym owners, and now they come into another light year in January, they're going to be in tough shape. And I called this back in 2020, and I got ridiculed by people in the industry, out of the industry. My friends are like, dude, you don't know what you're talking about. And it's interesting. Since 2019 specifically on this show, I've been very vocal about what's to come, and my batting average is like a 980, like 98%. Like I'm spot on what's to come. The timing's a little off sometimes, but it's hard to predict things when it comes to economic changes globally on an exact time frame. But the point that I'm getting at is it's done. Big box gyms are over, and if they don't bring in profit, not just revenue, if they don't just bring in profit this January, they're going to continue to bleed out, and it's going to close mom and pop gyms left and right that are still open. And the interesting part about this is I had a lot of conversations with a lot of other gym owners when I decided to move out of the fitness industry, and they laughed at me. And I told each and every one of them this exact phrase: mark my words, you're going to come back to me, and this tune's going to be completely different. I said that to everybody. Now, most of them probably won't come back because their tail's between their legs and they got bigger fish to fry than telling me I was right. But I don't care if I'm being told right. I'm telling you that if you're a gym member or you want to support your local mom and pop gyms, right, go down and buy a membership. Go down and buy some personal training. Go down and just support them. Even if you're not going to work out there more than once a month, go buy a membership and just pay that monthly membership if you want to see them survive. Okay. Because that little act and you telling all your friends to do that and you helping the small mom and pop businesses will compound in return for you greater, meaning you're giving, even if you're not going to use it, the good will come back, compound sometimes 100-fold and sometimes quickly. Sometimes it takes time. Sometimes it compounds and returns quickly. That is what you could do to help, like the local gym owner that you know, if you want to help them, or your local gym that you don't know and just want to help them, or, any gym really, but the ones that are going to struggle the biggest are the ones that have a lot of space with low membership rates. Okay. Those are called big box gyms. Now, if you're a gym owner and you're listening to this, I fucking told you so. All right. And this is what you need to pay attention to. Okay. You need to have your shit together right now, which means you need to have a clear path. You need to have vision. You need to have a plan. And with that path, vision, and plan, you need to have leverage. You have to have finances to weather you through the next couple of years. With our current administration and our state administration, specifically in the blue areas of the country like New England and the Eastern Seaboard, you're going to continue to have this tyrannical executive order overstepping, almost communist style execution of basically fear tactics being used, and you're going to need millions to get through the rest of this administration federally, and hopefully things will turn around a lot for business owners as these local elections start hitting in this year of 2022. It's later in the year, but this year in 2022, and a lot of these people that are governors specifically that are overstepping their bounds with executive orders. And if you haven't noticed that there's headlines in the news of governors starting to be sued and presidents being sued by these overstepping executive orders. But the point is, you're going to need millions to get through these next couple of years. You need to have a plan, you need to have a path, and you need to have vision if you're going to want to get through this. And if you're like just a regular gym goer and you want to support your local gym owners, like the guys that I'm talking to right now, telling them that I was right and that they need to have their shit together, go down and buy a membership. And even that little act will help them greatly. And guys, the reason why I come to you with these sorts of things is because I enjoy educating. I enjoy educating people on numerous levels, to include in the fitness industry. And I don't give a shit that I've been right. I care that you guys understand the reality of things that are happening and the things that are coming. You see these like messages being displayed on social media specifically where people need to wake up, right? You see that all the time. And I think a lot of people really have come around over the past years specifically and woken up. But being awake is also having the foresight to look forward into the future and what's going to happen. And that awakeness is called the awakening. And when you hit the awakening, right, you start seeing things that other people call crazy. You start seeing things that 2 years later, you sit there and say, I fucking told you so. And when you have that level of a free mind and potential enlightenment, life changes because you see the landmines and you don't step on them. Or, when you're that awake, imagine if you were the captain of the Titanic, and as the captain you were up in the bell tower or whatever the hell they call it, and you saw the iceberg coming and you steered around it. When you get to that level of responsibility in your life, in your business, things change. And when things change, it doesn't matter that you were right. It doesn't matter that you say I told you so. What matters is you avoided the landmine. You avoided the iceberg. You avoided the problems. And that's the key to problem solving, looking forward and moving around the problem before it happens. All right, guys, listen. All right. I educate you guys on this to offer perspective and help you understand. I hope that you receive the perspective, and fundamentally, I want to know what you think. So I'm trying to build this community here, right? And your comments and your feedback, even if you disagree with me. Let's talk about it. Like, I'm not going to call you names. Like, you don't have to call me names. You can think I'm completely wrong, but tell me in the comments. Let's talk about it. I like feedback, even if, I'm wrong. And if you learned anything today, if I educated you, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me, if you don't like what I had to say, if you think my bald head is funny looking, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and if you want to support the show, check out my first book, Dominate Your Day, a high performer's guide to winning at life. I guarantee for $12.99, which is what it costs, right? I think Kindle's like $9.99. Guaranteed it will change your life. And if you apply the systems in it, people are going to be like, what the hell did you do? And then you're going to look at them and say, welcome to being awake. I'll catch you guys next time.